a secret I want to tell you. Each time that I close my eyes, I can feel you. I ran away with my imagination, and I am blinded by your light that's filling up the room. Oh, oh, oh. I have a secret I need to tell you.
Oh, hey.
Exquisite vision.
I think I just made a good move. I'm not allowed to play Candy Crush on my own phone because I get addicted and I can't stop. What do you think? Level 5061?
That's an experienced player.
Yeah, of which I probably beat 10 of the levels myself. Just gonna leave that aside because we got stuff to talk about today. Here in the beautiful Turks and Caicos Islands.
Who are you?
I don't have a handle yet. Tobacco Jones on Facebook. I haven't named my channel yet. I never wanted to be a YouTuber and I still don't. I wanted my kids to do it, but I have too many things to review to not do it. And it was going to be a hot sauce channel originally, because we have about 100 hot sauces at home. And there's a great one here too. In fact, maybe this week I'll do that one to start the whole thing off. But what else do we get in the Turks? We get,
Oh?
we'll just put those aside.
That's for the cameraman.
Yeah. We get these nice Cuban cigars. Not
Also
one
for the cameraman.
can probably go aside. It's kind of cool. That one looks to be Partagas Serie P number 2 from Habana.
What does it smell?
Yeah. Quite nice. The first thing we're going to do by audience vote is decide which one I'm going to smoke. And since I can't hear you, I'm just going to imagine what you said. This one is H Upmann. If you're American like me, you are familiar with the non-Cuban H Upmanns that are very, very good. On there, Hoyo de Monterrey. And I love the non-Cubans of these as well. One of the same color schemes in Cuba, I see. They probably can only afford red and gold ink. They all smell very nice. That's even milder than the others, though. And finally, put those there. Monte Cristo. That one is, I don't know. I think one of the things you're going to find is I'm not really an expert on most of the stuff I review. Any cigar channel is going to know cigars better. Car channel is going to know cars better. And a watch channel is going to know watches better. All that stuff. But that's all right. We'll have some fun anyway. But I think we should start with the small one. The H Upmann. H Upmann Magnum 48. Okay, that's what we're going to do.
Now, when you bought this cigar,
Yeah.
you had them cut it. Can
Yep.
you explain what you chose and why?
I chose the V cut. It's just my tradition because I have a V cutter at home. One they used to make in Massachusetts, and I guess it was patented, and the guy like died or something, and so you can't get them anymore. And I got into V cuts from that. So there's the V cut. And I usually carry a lighter, but my wonderful camera woman brought this cool lighter that looks like it's made out of wood, and it's labeled Castro's Back Room. And it's from Manchester, New Hampshire. Wonderful place.
My favorite cigar bar.
Yeah, huh? They got a chessboard in front. And by the way, when I review chess, all the other chess channels are going to be better than me. That's right, I could probably beat you.
You can
All right.
definitely beat me.
And what are we drinking? It's Coca-Cola Original Taste. Try to get new Coke, but can't get it these days. And Bambara, Spirit of the Turks and Caicos, Gold Rum. Let's see, and that's in here. Sunglasses provided by Varney,
Let's see them.
80s skiing brand.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, because I'm so sick of with sunglass hot sells. I mean, come on, I've had a million Ray-Bans, they fall apart. They're awesome, but time to move on.
Now I'm noticing while I hold the camera, I can see your cigar, I see the sunglasses. What is on your wrist?
Oh, that's a new watch. It was a birthday present. That is an Omega Seamaster.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was supposed to, well said. It is supposed to look like, well, in my mind, it's supposed to look like one of the James Bond ones from Casino Royale. And I actually got the other one. He wore two watches, both Omegas, in that movie. And apparently, Bond was wearing Rolex for a while, the Submariner. And I wore a Submariner for years, and I stopped collecting watches because I loved it so much. And then I suddenly decided that I should have whatever Bond wore in Casino Royale, because that's easily the best James Bond movie ever made. And the one that, so he wore a dress watch and a sort of athletic watch, and the athletic one was a Planet Ocean, I think, extra large face, and I have that one. But this one is similar to the other one he wore. Now, when he and Vesper meet on the train, and they're sort of sizing each other up. It's one of the best scenes I've ever seen. And she observes his wrist, and she's like, you dress very well, but anyway, she's sizing him up and assuming that he's dressing to impress because he's insecure. And she looks at his wrist, kind of like Rolex, and he's like, Omega, not Omega, Omega. And she goes, beautiful. But you can't see it in that scene, and I don't know if it's this one or the other one.
You know, former SAS types with easy smiles and expensive watches. Rolex.
Omega.
Beautiful.
If it were this one, it wouldn't be this exact one. The one he wears is a little different. This one follows it. The other one has, the numbers only get big after here. A couple other small differences, but I'm satisfied with this one. I like it better.
All right.
So, yeah, and on that side I have a Whoop. Trying to get healthy this year, so hence the booze and tobacco.
Cigars. Well done.
All right. So what they say, the people who know about cigars, they say you're supposed to get it fully lit, and you don't get the butane on there, and you don't lick it first. But I lick it first. Because otherwise, it can like crumbs and stuff get in your mouth.
Rules
And
be
this is a
damned.
little bit of a split at the end there too, but we're gonna work with it. And they see if there's little white dots on there, that's okay. If they're green, it's bad. I don't know. I'm gonna make up for my lack of depth in reviewing things by reviewing a lot of different things. What do you think? Cars, hot sauces, watches, guns, guy stuff, and cigars, of course. That's what you're supposed to do. As I understand it. Let's see. The one thing that's really good. Holy boy. One thing that can kill any cigar, but happens a lot with Cubans because they have poor quality control, is a tough draw. Sometimes it's just packed too tight, and there's like nothing you can do unless you stick one of those things through it. I forget what they're called.
Draw puller?
Something like that. Yeah, it's like basically like a skewer. You can
Draw
probably use any
fixer.
kind of metal skewer to do it. But a lot of times when I pick up cigars, I kind of squeeze them a little, and if they're just a little soft, I know it's going to be a great smoke. This one is pretty good. Can't complain. Taste is great. Not blowing my, well, it is blowing my mind, blowing my hair back, but it's not threatening to make me vomit. Another thing most cigar aficionados would probably agree on is they like the really dark, powerful cigars because they smoke all the time and they can handle it. One of our sons smokes every day and he can handle whatever, but I probably go about once a week on average, maybe more. And too strong and I'm down. I don't want to be down. I'd rather be up. So I enjoy this. One thing for me, which I think is maybe unique, is I have to have an alcoholic drink when I have a cigar, or else I get sick. Nauseous. And I don't like that very much, so I usually have something to drink. And this is a rum and coke. Extremely relaxing day here in Turks and Caicos, and I slept 13 and a half hours last night, and I could take another nap right now. That's how relaxed I am. So I'm having a little bit of coke to sort of minor amount of caffeine.
A bit of caffeine for the day.
Now, I had a hat because, believe it or not, I don't do my hair like this every day, and while I'm smoking this, I'm going to put it on just for a second. I'll take it back off, don't worry. You won't be denied my wonderful hair. So, I'd never heard of this place before. It's a watch shop in Newport, Rhode Island, which is a city that I really love, personally. And they have some pretty cool watches there. I recently picked up a Azimuth Mr. Roboto Bronzo, and we'll definitely review that at some point. I haven't even worn it yet. There's another watch channel that does an unboxing of it. I could never compete with that guy. But nevertheless, we're going to show it. Yeah, and while we're at it, this is one of my favorite books ever, Time of Days by Will Stevenson. Though I did just finish audio book of Project Hail Mary by Weir, and I had seen the Martian movie, and I was pretty underwhelmed by it. I didn't think it was very good at all, actually. And I was like not excited to read Weir, but then I forgot that he had also written that, which I mean is the inverse of what anyone else would do, right? They loved that, they loved the book, they loved the movie, so they would want to read what else he's written. But I had the opposite, but I forgot that he had written that. So I picked it up on audio, and it was like 5 stars is the maximum. It was like somehow maybe 5.1 or something. Like, it was just so loved. And one thing I learned is when everyone loves something, it might be good. So I just finished that on the plane down here, and it was extraordinarily good. Extraordinarily good. Maybe not as good as this, but maybe top 10. Let's just say top 10.
That's impressive. No spoilers here because I'm only halfway through. Please.
I will say that the audience is like so deprived having to look at me instead of you. So it is. All right, a few puffs in, and so far, all right, I got a little stuff in my mouth, but it's all right. So far, it's really great. Really nice, relatively rich flavor. H Upmann from Havana, Cuba. Something changed in the scenery. One of those, like, what's different about this picture than the last picture hint. Okay. Got an ashtray, which is a cereal bowl.
Sorry,
I may not be eating my cornflakes out of that one tomorrow. We're halfway through the cigar, and I'm going to do, this is sort of like when the rubber meets the road. Now I know what it was like. So you notice the bands are still on there, and that's because people who know more than I do about cigars said leave the bands on, and it won't like come apart when it's at risk of coming apart. And given the number of particles that went in my mouth, not a giant amount, but more than zero, I thought leaving the bands on would be prudent. So I guess if I would rate cigars on my own scale, I mean, a real aficionado would tell you, like, aftertaste of walnut and whatever. I don't have that skill. So my rating is going to be like how easy it was to smoke, how much I enjoyed it, how great the taste was, and how much I got dizzy and nauseous. Because, I need the lighter ones. So this was a very strong medium, and my dizzy nausea level is reasonable. I think it's probably a 3. Once it gets to 5, that's too much for me. I guess that's just a blast of nicotine into the system. it does that. The taste started out awesome. It's still good, but I'm gonna utter a sacrilege here and say the Hoyos you get in America, which are, I guess, all the non-Cubans are sort of built by the families that fled Cuba after the communists took over. Those are some of my favorites, and I think if you put a gun to my head and I had to smoke this or one of those, I might pick one of those. Maybe if it's milder, I don't know. Hoyo de Monterrey Excalibur is an extraordinary cigar, and any real cigar aficionado would probably shoot me for saying that would be better than this. But it would be my preference would be I don't even know where they're from. I don't think they're from Nicaragua, but they might be. Dominican is the other place they make them. I'll look that up and I'll put it in the video sometime. Anyway, this is not a wasted $20 cigar at all. It's been enjoyable. It's definitely reasonably tasting. It's I kind of expected it wouldn't be the best of the 4 Cubans that I'm going to review, but you start small and then you go big. It's been good. It's been good, I'd say. I would not recommend it. And if you like a stronger cigar, you'd probably love it. To some extent, I think most Cubans kind of taste the same, except for Cohibas, which for some reason are like $150 for a normal cigar. That's bananas. These are like 20 to 30 bucks, which is still a lot, but it's not 150. It's supply and demand, man. Everybody wants Cohibas, but they did have a really special flavor to them. I don't know why. Maybe. So Hoyo. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to delete all that. This is not a Hoyo de Monterrey. It's an H Upmann.
Oh, right.
That's okay. I can make mistakes
Yep.
on my, especially because I'm gonna probably make some anyway. So Hoyo's way lighter. This H Upmanns are pretty stout in the American versions too. I'm embarrassed that I thought this was a Hoyo de Monterrey, as I've been smoking it the whole time, and it's an H Upmann.
Well,
I'll
you had-
credit that to
You had the Bombara did it to
Bombara
us.
rum.
Uh-huh.
Bar rum. Humans get dumber when they drink alcohol. Anyway, yeah, I'd give it a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm pretty picky in my so to put a baseline out there, my favorite cigars in the world are Ashton Cabinet Vintage and Romeo Vintage and Ashton Cabinet. Sorry, Romeo Vintage and Ashton Cabinet. Those are the 2 best. I also like Padrones and of course Hoyo de Monterrey, as I've mentioned. Very solid cigars, and I like American style Upmanns well enough. But those are all reasonably light, probably all lighter than this. And so I'm going to give this a 5. I'm going to give it a 5. I'm sorry, that's what I give it. I did not enjoy it. My scale goes from 1 to 10, but if I hate it, it can go negative. So there you go. But it can't go above 10. Well, unless something really magical happens.
As a